How's it going, lads? Welcome back to the Nick from Australia YouTube channel. I hope you guys are all doing well for your Wednesday afternoon. If you are new around here, I hope I can get you to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Breaking news that has broke today officially. The Cowboys have signed John Bateman on a 2-year deal, effective immediately, so he'll be heading up to Townsville, probably getting amongst the pre-season and whatnot. I don't think he's due back till January, actually, to be honest. But Bateman has signed a 2-year deal with the Cowboys, and look, I'll be honest, guys. I'll be completely honest here. 4 or 5 days ago, when the rumor was Bateman to the Cowboys, I was against it. I wasn't the greatest fan in the world of the signing. I did say that Bateman was past his best and whatnot, but you know what? Change of heart, which you're allowed to do. You're allowed to change your mind these days when it comes to certain topics and situations. I actually think John Bateman coming to the Cowboys is a smart signing. And I think it's actually a really good pickup. And I'll give you my reasons behind it. First reason, he's experienced. He's an experienced second rower. He can play a little bit of lock forward as well, if need be. And look, with Jeremiah Nanai on the right edge, Hillam Lukey on the left edge, I think Bateman's more likely to play a bench role. But if one of them go down, Bateman can just come straight in and do a job. So it's not a bad signing in that regard. A couple other reasons I think it's a good pickup. I think the price as well. The West Tigers and John Bateman have had a absolute fight since going all the way back to the last couple of rounds of the 2024 NRL season, and the Tigers have said to a few clubs, you know, we'll pay $350 as long as you pay $300, and you can have John Bateman. And Manly were first to look at him, and that didn't go through. And then obviously it looked like it was going to go to South Sydney, and something got in the way of that towards the end of the line, and then he was offered to the Cowboys, and things seem to have worked out. Todd Payten seemed pretty keen on him, and yeah, the Cowboys have decided to take up the offer, and the Cowboys are only going to be paying $300K for John Bateman. So that's basically $300 for 2025 and $300 for 2026. That's a bargain. You're getting a experienced second rower who can play lock forward as well for $300K for 1 year. $300K for an England international back rower. It's a bargain. It's an absolute bargain, man. And look, I understand he may be past his prime and he may not be the player he was in 2019, 2020 when he was at Canberra and whatnot. I completely understand that, and I don't expect that John Bateman from 2019, 2020, but the John Bateman that I'm expecting in 2025 and 2026 is an experienced guy with his head screwed on, coming up to the Cowboys on a cheap deal, looking to help develop some of the young guys. We've got guys like Jamal Shibasaki coming through the system, who's a young back rower, debuted last year against the Roosters. He clearly isn't ready for NRL week in, week out. I think he can still learn a few things. That's why I think Bateman can help him in that department as well. We also bought Kai O'Donnell in the off-season from the Lee Leopards. Now, Kai O'Donnell, in my opinion, is absolutely NRL ready right now. He could start back row or come off the bench, no problem whatsoever. But John Bateman coming in, it's also going to make Kai O'Donnell he's going to want it a lot more than John Bateman. He's going to have to earn that spot, because I don't think John Bateman's going to just come straight into the team. I don't think Kai O'Donnell's just going to come straight into the team. They're going to have to earn their spot, because if you look at the Cowboys forwards, there is a lot of depth and there is a lot of positions up for grabs, and I don't think anyone is safe from a part of a couple of guys. But John Bateman can also help Kai O'Donnell's game a lot with a couple things like aggression and maybe a few other little things as well. But Nanai and Lukey will start, obviously. That'll be the back row. But then the back row, you got Bateman, you got Kai O'Donnell, Jamal Shibasaki coming through the system. Cohen Hess can play back row if need be, so can Kyle Lawton, who's looking for a spot. So there's plenty of spots up for grabs at the Cowboys. And I did a Cowboys best 1 to 17 on Instagram a couple of weeks ago with a couple of Instagram pages like North Queensland Cowboys News. Shout out to him, by the way. It was really hard to do, and now that we just signed John Bateman, it makes it even harder for players to get a spot, because you just don't know what's going to happen. Like, who's going to miss out? Is Kyle Lawton going to miss out? Is Cohen Hess going to miss out? Is who's going to miss out? It's going to be absolutely insane to see who gets a spot come round 1 next year, because there's spots up for grabs. Because personally, I'd have McIntyre on the bench with Griffin Neame, and then you got to work out the rest. Do you go Lawton? Do you go Bateman? Do you go Harrison Edwards? Do you go Thomas McKaylee? Do you go someone else? There's depth. There's positions up for grabs, and it's great competition. It's great competition. It's a good position to be in. Having forwards who would probably make a team elsewhere having to fight for a spot, and I think it's great. But look, John Bateman, I get the negatives. You know, his discipline can be a bit of a headache, I guess, and he can cross the line sometimes. But Todd Payton said last year when we were going into the final series that we're probably a little bit too nice. We need a bit more aggression, and I think John Bateman can add that to the Cowboys. Aggression and a bit of that grub sort of, that type sort of play, that grub sort of you need in your squad. Every team's got a grub, and John Bateman, whether he likes being called a grub or not, he probably is our grub, to be honest. He probably is our grub. Cohen Hess is probably the other one that was very aggressive, but he obviously was injured in 2024, but he'll be back, and it's going to be exciting. Don't mind that noise, guys. That's just my dog making noises. Get over there, will you? Go on, get over there and try and do a YouTube video, goddammit. But yeah, John Bateman, guys, I think it's a good signing. I think for $300,000 a year for 2 years, $600,000 for 2 years for a England international forward, bargain. Absolute bargain. Unbelievable. Anyway, guys, I think it's good for the Cowboys. I think it's going to be interesting. Hopefully, the negatives, him going back to England, the homesick stuff, hopefully that doesn't come into play. But I think if John Bateman wants to play in RL, I think he will adapt to the Cowboys, because no other club wanted him. The Manly deal didn't really go the way we all thought. Same with the Souths deal. But it's been offered. He's coming to the Cowboys, and if he wants to play on RL, that's where he's going to be. So it's going to be good. Looking forward to John Bateman coming to the Cowboys, and welcome John Bateman. Welcome to the Cowboys. Anyway, guys, it's going to wrap things up from me. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. See you in the next one.